One of the big bowl games of the year. We're at halftime with Oklahoma leading Southern California 17-14. And this ABC Sports exclusive being brought to you by Chevrolet, who invite you to see all the good things in 1982 at your local Chevy dealers. Chevy makes good things happen. By Texaco, who also brings you quality.
Oh, you shan't will never.
One of the big bowl games of the year. We're at halftime with Oklahoma leading Southern California 17-14. And this ABC Sports exclusive being brought to you by Chevrolet, who invite you to see all the good things in 1982 at your local Chevy dealers. Chevy makes good things happen. By Texaco, who also brings you quality automotive products you can trust. And by RCA Video Disc. Bring the magic home on RCA. Now let's take a moment to give you a chance to learn a little more about these two great universities, Oklahoma and USC.
O-K-L-H-O-M-A. Our chant rolls on and on. Thousand strong join heart and song in alma mater's praise. Our campus beautiful by day and night. Our colors proudly gleaming red and white. 'Neath the western sky, OU's chant will never die. Live on university. Live on university.
This is the University of Southern California, standing proudly on the threshold of its second century. 100 years of academic excellence, private support, and responsible independent education. A century of outstanding men and women, leaders in the arts and the professions. A tradition of commitment, a catalyst, not merely a reflection of the vital changes in its community. This is the University of Southern California, proud of its independence, prepared for its future, accepting the challenge of private higher education. The University of Southern California, moving toward Century 2.
Now let's join the University of Southern California Band, directed by Art Partner, for the conclusion of their halftime entertainment. We haven't received a crowd count as yet, but it's got to be somewhere between, I would think, 85 and 90,000 people. The Coliseum is almost filled, and we understand more than 20,000 Oklahomans may have made the trek west to see the ball game, and so far I would think they have enjoyed it. Now once again, the USC Band. temperature in the low 80s. And quite a comfortable afternoon. I don't think the heat's bothering the Sooners at all. They've probably been working in hotter weather than this at home. The Southern California band is now concluded its halftime performance. The two teams are returning to the floor of the Los Angeles Coliseum, and we'll have more football in a moment.
Message about an upcoming ABC show. Bill Fleming, Keith Jackson, Frank Broyles back at the Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, Indiana. Here's how the scoring went. There was no scoring in the first quarter, but in the second period, 14:37 to go in the first half. On the second play of the second quarter, McDonald passed 14 yards to Garcia for the score. And then the Irish tied it up with 9:05 to go in the second quarter with a 3rd and 1. Vegas Ferguson took it in. Mayles' conversion made it 7-7, and that's the way we stand here at halftime. And the 250-member marching band, the Trojan Marching Band, is on the field right now. A great trip for the Trojans to make it to California, from California to the campus here at South Bend. It's certainly never lovelier than it is right now. All the trees in their absolute perfect color of the fall. And so right now we're listening to Birdland. New jazz sound of today, exemplified by this number by Maynard Ferguson. Another guy by the name of Ferguson was very much in evidence in this football game in the first half. Vegas Ferguson of Notre Dame. Dr. Albert Partner is the director of bands at the University of Southern California. Incidentally, our featured twirlers today are Mickey Allen and Nicky Ray. The theme of the Trojan Marching Band at halftime today is the American Band. That was the new jazz band sound of Birdland. Now we go to Earth, Wind, and Fire, combining the rock, soul, and disco music. And we now have the Boogie Wonderland, made famous by Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know, there's so much tradition here at South Bend when you come to the campus at Notre Dame. Today marks the 50th reunion of that great 1929 team of Newt Rockney, and all the living members of that team have returned to the campus. They had a special mass this morning at the grave site of Newt Rockney, the first time that that has ever been done. And it was a very moving moment for these men who have come back on the 50th anniversary of the team that Newt Rockney called his greatest, the team of 29. Wonderland, played by the Trojan Marching Band. Today, our Fireman's Fun Flashback is about the tradition of great running backs at USC. Fireman's Fun Flashback is brought to you by Fireman's Fund Insurance. Fireman's Fund Insurance is brought to you by an independent agent near you. Now for today's Fireman's Fun Flashback, let's join Jim Lampley for a look at one of football's most interesting phenomena, the running backs of Southern California.
Playing tailback at Southern Cal provides a student athlete with as much glamour, mystique, and responsibility as anyone in college football could ask for. The list of the men who have held the position in the past 15 years is imposing, to say the least. It includes these 5 names, the 5 leading rushers in...
It's Bob Hope on campus from 6 of America's leading universities. Tonight starring Coach Paul Bear Bryant, Eric Estrada, Franz Jolie, Melissa Manchester, Joe Namath, Tony Randall, Tanya Tucker, the Village People, and Dionne Warwick.
USC is the second largest private university in the world, located in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. This beautiful campus is a mixture of old ivy and the most exciting modern architecture. SC's dynamic reputation in sports and academics has attracted the cream of students and teachers from 50 states and more than 100 countries. But some of the most famous alumni ran for classes in cleats. I'm talking about the great football players such as Frank Gifford, O.J. Simpson, and Ricky Bell. And in 1979, the Trojans are once again something to cheer about. They're on their way to Pasadena, hoping to bring home their 17th Rose Bowl victory.
And now, here's the star of our show, Bob Hope.
I'm delighted to be here at Charlie White U. Yes, sir, this is the University of Southern California. Home. This is the home of the resident Rose Bowl team. Which is why I'm telling my jokes here. There's such a smell of roses in the air, they can't smell anything else. Let me tell you, this school stands so high in the football ratings, if you so much as mention any other school around here, you get a nosebleed the hard way. They lead in so many polls, the school may run for president. Now, this school is becoming a football dynasty. When babies are born around here, the doctors slap them on both ends, so they'll know what they have to go through in scrimmage. I love it. I got football in my blood. When I was born, the doctor almost dropped me. I came into the world as a recovered fumble. But let me tell you, I love this pep rally. I've never seen such pep and enthusiasm for people who aren't running for anything. There hadn't been so much energy let loose since 3 Mile Island. No, but it's nice to see young people getting high on something you don't have to inhale. But I wish they wouldn't hold these pep rallies so close to Thanksgiving. I mean, after this, how can you get excited over a turkey leg? I almost didn't make it here. I took the freeway and missed my exit. But I must say, Phoenix is lovely this time of year. With all the recent earthquakes, SC is thinking of changing the school song to Shake, Rattle, and Roll. And going to college in California is tough with all these earthquakes. One guy enrolled at USC, took all of his exams at UCLA, and graduated from Pepperdine. Anyway, it's a beautiful time of the year. You can tell Thanksgiving is here. The frost is on the smog. And let me tell you, just think, 2 nights from now, thousands of families will gather around their turkey and pray that they can pay for it by Christmas. Now, everyone wants to have a traditional Thanksgiving, but with today's prices, it isn't easy. I mean, it's pitiful to watch people trying to stick feathers into a TV dinner. Well, this is really a terrible time of the year for turkeys. I hear Phyllis Diller is staying indoors till the heat's off. Paul Williams is eating out. Last year, he bought a live turkey that pinned him to the ground, tied him up, and shoved him into the oven. Fortunately, he didn't know how to turn it on. Mr. Carter sent Congress his annual Thanksgiving message, and they vetoed it. And I hear dinner at the White House will be a little different this year. Instead of turkey, Mr. Carter ordered rabbit. Now, Jimmy Carter wanted to cook a 250-pound butterball this year, but Billy escaped. They had a live turkey at the White House, but they had to get rid of it. Ever since Teddy Kennedy been stealing members of his staff, Mr. Carter can't stand anything that goes gobble, gobble. And I hear Governor Brown's planning a traditional Thanksgiving. He's requested that only pumpkin pies be thrown at him. Jerry Brown is not having a turkey because of the expense. He's shopping for a chicken with a thyroid condition. You're just wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce a gorgeous lady with a voice to match. Her unique way with the song embraces a musical rainbow, styles and tempo. From soulful ballads like Alfie to tune-up tunes like Do You Know the Way to San Jose and Walk On By. Over the years, she's collected so many gold records her den makes Fort Knox look understocked. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the lovely and talented Miss Dionne Warwick right here.
You looked inside my fantasy and made each one come true. Something no one else had ever found a way to do. I kept the memories one by one since you took me in, and I know I'll never love this way again.